What's going on, you guys? Welcome on back to the channel. Now, Vincent Chansard, as we all know, is, in my opinion, one of the best animators that's working in the business right now. When Vincent Chansard is announced to be working on your anime, whether it be One Piece or ReZero, you know for a fact you're going to get an amazing cut in that episode. Like, without fail, Vincent is always putting out like something just otherworldly in terms of animation. Like one of my favorites was his ReZero cut with Garfield. That 1 minute segment was one of the best things that he's ever done in terms of animation. And like everything with One Piece that he's done, outstanding as well. But if there's one thing that I've always wanted him to go back to in terms of like animating stuff, I've always wanted him to go back to My Hero Academia. Now, he did My Hero Academia before. If you don't remember, way back in My Villain Academia, Vincent Chansard did a cut for Toga, and the cut was so bad because of like so much studio interference and because of ridiculously bad crunch that his cut like got cut down to the point where he didn't even want to be credited on it anymore. So when that happened, I thought that's it. He's never going to go work on My Hero Academia ever again. That's it. Well, recently, My Hero Academia Vigilantes dropped, and we saw him return, albeit for like a quick scene, but he came back for Knuckle Duster versus Stain. And even though it was a quick scene, it was still really great. It was still a really great cut. And it's got my interest peaked now in what he could be doing for My Hero Academia Season 8. Because it looks like, at least to me, that the relationship between him and Bones is starting to be mended a little bit. Like I personally think after everything that happened with Toga and his Toga cut, I think his trust in Bones and like the people working there, I think it was broken essentially. So that's why we hadn't seen him on anything for My Hero Academia for years. But when he did that cut for Stain, it gave me hope. It's given me hope that he's going to come in for My Hero Academia Season 8 because I think the relationship is starting to mend between the two. So, what could Vincent Chansard be doing for My Hero Academia Season 8 if he is, in fact, coming back? Well, there's two fights that really stand out for me in my mind of him coming back for. There's like one of them, obviously, is Bakugo versus All for One. We all know that the whole world loves Bakugo. We know that the animators love Bakugo because of everything they can do with his powers. And Bakugo and All for One is an interesting fight because while I didn't like it in the manga because I thought it was kind of a mediocre fight story wise, carried by amazing artwork and paneling by Horikoshi. So, what I would really like to see, like as I said in a previous video, I love to see them like enhance the story behind that fight. But also, if Vincent Chansard is working on Bakugo vs. All for One, that fight has the opportunity to ascend to a different level of quality that I didn't think was possible for that fight. That would be very interesting. I would love to see that. I can already picture in my head some great cuts that he could do for a Bakugo versus All for One fight, but I don't think that's where he's going. I don't think that's where he's going because I feel like Bakugo versus All for One is already blocked out probably, and I feel like a lot of people want to work on that fight, and rightfully so. But if there's one fight that I think Vincent Chansard could be working on for a really good cut and like one that he can really sink his teeth into, I think it has to be Deku versus Shigaraki. Deku versus Shigaraki is an interesting one because like similar to the Bakugo and All for One fight, it has amazing artwork and paneling, but the story for it, I don't know, it just feels not as strong as it could be, simply because I didn't really like a lot of the stuff that was going on in the back half of My Hero. But like for Bakugo and All for One, if you can enhance the story for this fight and make it impactful, and you throw in Vincent Chansard into the mix for this fight, you have the opportunity to do some amazing things within this fight. that I'm most looking forward to. Like, perfect example, Vincent could do Shigaraki like absorbing the one for all vestiges. He could do something like that. We could literally see him animating the feral Deku where he's just attacking Shigaraki at full force, trying to transfer the one for all vestiges to Shigaraki. That could be interesting. There's so many different things that Vincent could do in that fight where he could put his own stamp on that fight. Like Bakugo and All for One, I feel like it's harder to put your own stamp on it. But with Deku and Shigaraki, I feel like there's a lot more opportunities there to have an animator put their own stamp on that fight. And Vincent is one of the best animators in the business, in my opinion. I think he could do something straight up just magical for that fight. I would love to see what he has in store for Deku and Shigaraki if he does it. If he does it at all. If he's even in the season. Because we haven't really heard anything, but I do think he's in it just because we haven't really seen him on anything for One Piece lately. I think he's on a One Piece break. So if he's in season 8 of My Hero Academia in any way, shape, or form, I would love it to be one of those two fights because those two fights in particular are in serious need of attention from animators and it needs to be elevated in the anime quality. Like, this is the final season. They got to go all out with these two fights. These are really the last fights that you really have in My Hero Academia where you can really go out. Go all Bakugo and All for One and Deku Shigaraki. Maybe All for One, maybe, but I don't think there's really much you can do for Deku and All for One at the end there. There's not really much. But so the real final fights that need like treatment from Vincent Chansard, if he does it, are Bakugo, All for One, and Deku and Shigaraki. Those are the two. Because like Deku versus All for One, or I guess like all of UA versus one for or All for One. I see how that's going to go. So I don't think Vincent's really going to touch that. If anything, he's going to try to put his stamp of quality on Deku versus Shigaraki, and that'll like officially be him coming full circle and like getting to do the cut on My Hero Academia that he's really always wanted to do right at the end. Because, like I said, his cut on Toga was absolutely ruined. His like coming back for like Stain versus Knuckle Duster was him starting to mend the relationship. And now if he does something on season 8, he's fully able to come back full circle and fully mend that relationship with Bones after they did him dirty. And I, for one, cannot wait to see what he does in this next season because I feel like it's going to be incredible no matter what he does. But I think that's going to do it for me. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. What do you guys think Vincent Chansard is going to be doing in season 8 if he shows up? Do you think it's going to be Bakugo versus All for One? Do you think it's going to be Deku versus Shigaraki? Or do you think it could be something else completely differently entirely? Let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, subscribe. And as always, I'm going to talk to you guys next time. Bye.